Is it or would it be a smart move for Trump to reopen Trump University? Secretary Hillary Clinton has been using Trump U to go on the attack.
I have a judge who is a hater of Donald Trump.
Where Donald Trump enriched himself at the expense of hardworking people.
I'll win the Trump University case. I could settle that case. I could have settled it. I just choose not to.
This is just more evidence that Donald Trump himself is a fraud.
But I have a judge who's very, very unfair. He knows he's unfair. Who happens to be, we believe, Mexican, which is great. I think that's fine. You know what? I think the Mexicans are going to end up loving Donald Trump when I give all these jobs, okay?
He is trying to scam America the way he scammed all those people at Trump U.
And most of the people that took those courses have letters saying they thought it was great.
New York businessman and honorary co-chair for Donald Trump's New York State campaign, Carl Paladino, goes on the record. Nice to see you, sir.
Hi, Greta.
So, how do you describe Trump University?
Well, Trump University is a school that Donald felt could be successful and could give a lot of kids an opportunity which they didn't have otherwise. And I think from his perspective, he looked at it very positively as a civic service. And I do disagree with your commentator when he said that this is probably Donald Trump just talking positively about the result that will come out of the litigation. Donald Trump is a business-savvy man. He's been around the block a few times. He understands you listen carefully to your counsel, and then you make good judgments in business. If he has not settled this thing up to this point and he's willing to go to trial, well, then he's confident that he's going to win because not because he wants to make a statement that is positive, okay, without and maybe hollow, but because he really earnestly believes that he's going to win this. And for a girl like Hillary to come out, and say that he benefited from and filled his coffers, okay, from the abuse of some kids and taking advantage of them. How does that come out of her mouth? Okay, for a woman like that, who for years went as Secretary of State and abused her office so she could fill the coffers of her foundation. I mean, how does she do that thing?
All right, Carl, I want to bring the viewers in for a second, just let them vote for some, but then I have a question for you. Viewers, now's your chance to vote at home on Twitter. Should Donald Trump reopen Trump University? Tweet yes or no using hashtag Greta. We'll show you your live Twitter votes throughout the show. Carl, here's a question I have. You know, it takes only one or two or three people who are disgruntled to file a lawsuit. Frankly, it only takes one, and it's going to make headlines, and it's going to be especially if it's a high-profile person by Donald Trump. But on the other hand, I'm sort of curious, have you seen any satisfied customers? Are there any students that have come out and said, this was actually a great experience and I learned something?
Well, one thing I do know is that Eric Schneiderman did not do this, okay, for the taxpayer. He did it for his own self-love and help for him and his future candidacy. This man sued bank after bank after bank because he knew he could extort a settlement out of them. In this case, I would believe that he's doing the same thing. He figured he could extort a settlement out of Donald Trump. That's wrong.
But wouldn't it behoove Donald Trump, just sort of from a PR standpoint, to bring out a couple students who thought it was a good experience? Because the people who would file are obviously not happy, but why not bring out a couple who said this is a great experience?
Why? Because the press asked for it? From my perspective, if he wants,
I think it's sort of to call off the dogs. I mean, until we hear that, there are going to be people keep hitting him with it.
I mean, it's the press, okay? It's all about the press. They're choosing issues, okay? Wherever they see something that might be weak or undefined or undefinable, okay, they're going to come in there and they're going to try to knock them down with that issue. If I were him, I wouldn't even respond to it. I'd just go ahead, win the lawsuit, reopen the school, and do his thing.
All right, well, the numbers are so far 64% of the people, and we'll keep the voting open. They say Donald Trump should open it. So, Carl, we'll see what happens throughout the show as people continue to vote. Thank you for joining us.